One thing I truly love is rhythm games and the music and culture that comes along with it. And another thing that I love is ranking. Recently, the only kind of content that I've been engaged with in any way is ranking or tier list videos. So that would be a fun kind of mix of my ideas to do a ranking of the Beatmania OST. Now, there are a lot of these games. It was made by the company that's basically the grandfather of rhythm games. They made DDR, they made Beatmania, IIDX, and Original. They made Sound Vortex. Like, if there's a rhythm game, it's probably from them. And it'll be interesting starting from the very beginning, because a lot of this stuff is awful. So, let's get into it. Let's have some looks. One of my favorite things from the early games is the very nerdy coders at Konami pretending to be cool, real beat makers from the Bronx, and hearing their attempts to sound like true hip-hopians is pretty funny. This song especially, because it's not really a song, it's just a practice stage telling you how to play their game.
You'll be fine. Just keep your eyes on the gauge and relax. Cool. You were just perfect.
Next up we have DJ Hiro's theme of Beatmania. This is a lot like the last one, but with much worse broken English, and it also sounds somewhat like a song.
Let's do it again.
Next up we have Love So Groovy by the Lovemints, and this is the first song that's like an actual song here, and it's not awful. It's just a really bad sounding like generic soul song. There's nothing that really stands out about this, and the vocals especially are just pure cheese. There is this one section that I kind of like, and a pretty sweet drum fill. So next up we have this song called Jam Jam Reggae by Jam Master 73, and I think the most bizarre thing here is the video. It definitely put it off me the most. I didn't know that people from Jamaica really liked Strawberry Jam, but now I do. The animation is really disturbing, and the song is kind of shit, if I'm being honest. Like, what? Look at this! What the fuck is happening here? Next up we have OVERDOSER by MIRAK, ROMO mix, and this is techno. I usually really like techno, but this is really awful techno. I mean, most of the music on this OST sounds like some random 15-year-old just like downloaded some really old, outdated, shitty music software and just pressed random buttons in it, because none of this makes any sense, but there's no real melody that's coherent, and the beat is so like weird and like out. I don't even know how to explain it, but it sounds like far away and like so unimpactful. It doesn't do anything at all to make me feel like I gotta move or dance. So next up we have OVERDOSER Ambient Mix. It sounds the same as the previous song, just like the guy who made it was on a few more pounds of crack when he made this. It actually works in his favor because the original song's blandness is what made it so poor. This one has like these really weird breaks where it just goes into these like completely different songs a few seconds, and the visuals are seizure-inducing. Like this part here is bizarre. There's a bathroom man dancing. I don't know what to say to this. I mean, I like it more, I'll say that. The beat actually sounds like something you could shake your booty twerk to in a club. I approve. I don't know why this game has two themes, but it does, and this one is by far the better one. It starts out sounding like a softcore porn soundtrack, and by the second half it's like fully orchestral. I have absolutely no idea what happened, but it's kind of interesting, and like a good break from all the other dancey stuff on this album. Yeah, there's the orchestral part. It just... It's mind-boggling. There's very few words that could explain this. This is another one of those songs on this OST, but honestly, this one's kind of enjoyable somehow. It's like a really simple almond break in the background with like some guy scratching a record over it in like a rhythmic pattern, but the basic understanding of how beats and rhythms work is a lot better than some of the stuff on this album, which doesn't really seem to understand either of those things. So I guess sometimes going for less is more. So underachieve, kids. That's your lesson for today. Here's another song that's just absolutely bizarre. I think it's the one time that, like, the really awful song making on some of these tracks, like, actually paid off and made it feel more enjoyable. Like, halfway through, it starts having these, like, really weird canned guitar samples and then these piano notes, but the piano notes are, like, played. It sounds completely wrong. It's about to happen. It's, like, completely dissonant. Like, there it was. It sounds like absolute shit, and it's like playing this notes that should never ever be played together, but somehow this obvious mistake, or maybe intentional choice, makes it have a lot more character. Maybe I'm just feeling like Stockholm Syndrome by this, because like, when I first heard this, it sounded like shit, so I don't know. The number 5 on this list is Too Gorgeous For You by Prophet31. This one is bizarre. I don't know how I even feel about this one still. It's mostly like a breakbeat song, but it just keeps going to these really weird like tangents where it'll play like really bizarre synths and just start sounding like boss fight music. It doesn't make much sense, and also the mixing of the main breakbeat, which is the drum sample, sounds bizarre. So it makes the kick sound like really high in the mids and it's like a bubble. I don't even know how to explain how bizarre it is. It just sounds really weird, but it's kind of enjoyable in its oddness. Like, what the fuck is happening right now?
This is a stupid dope mix.
I don't know, but I love it. You might be listening to this piano right now and thinking, hey, this sounds like a competently recorded song. Why is it ranked so low? And 4 is not low, but it's a little bit low, like, compared to the rest of the quality of this stuff. That's because it's just a much worse version of another song that'll be coming up soon. The other one just is, like, more functional, and this one is experimental in this odd way, where it keeps breaking away from the really catchy and nice chorus and going through these really awful, like, tangents that sound like everything else on this album. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I usually like songs that are, like, single mixes where it's, like, more focused on the melody and the weird stuff in the song, but... Like... Are you hearing this? This isn't what I would focus on if I was making this. I don't know what's happening. Okay, next. Next up, we have Emotion by E.O.S. And I'm very happy there are other iterations of the song later in the series because there are some very beautiful elements of this, but overall, this isn't the best to offer. I do have like the main chorus, because it does sound like a Kirby song, and I like the Kirby, but overall, the drums in this are weird, the organization is weird, like, the later sections are weird. It just feels like a lot of times, like, the people making this would strike gold with what they want to, like, make. They wouldn't realize it, just go into another weird, like, background tangent like this right now. I don't know why they would focus on this. It makes me sad. Next up, we have the actual radio mix of the 20th of November. And yeah, this is what the original song was destined to be. It has all the great cheesy goodness of the original, including that glorious piano line, a better beat, and more focus on what makes the song actually pretty great. Yeah, this is definitely the kind of music I love from the very early games, where it's like, unabashedly, really cheesy, really weird, kind of dumb, but I feel like it knows that and just wants to have fun, so I appreciate that quite a bit. Thank you, n.a.r.d. That's the worst name I've ever heard, Jesus. So, I really want to rank this number 1 before I even heard it, because the name is just so badass. Like, Greed Eater sounds fucking awesome. But, luckily for me, it actually is a pretty good song. There's, like, acid bass in there, which is cool for something so early. There's these very weird, like, ambient breaks, which you're hearing right now. And the last section, it just kicks ass. It sounds like the Prodigy or something. With, like, these super, like, loud, distorted, like, mistuned guitars. Yeah, you're hearing that now. It's insane. I mean, I haven't heard anything on this album just like cut everything off and go so crazy. Like, I think it's like the best of like this very weird experimental phase where you can do anything you want with the music here, and I feel like they put that to good effect. So, thank you for watching me ranking the Beatmania Volume 1 songs. Next time I'll do other ones, I think.